welcome back to my channel. This time I'm gonna be sitting down and chatting with you. I'm gonna do my first Q&A ever, and it's a great opportunity for all the new viewers to kind of get to know a few areas of my life. And I see a lot of questions, and I have noted every question on my phone, and I'm kind of just been building up a list so I can just go and answer all the questions at once. Updates about my life in general. So I have a little drink with me to hydrate while I do this video. I don't know how you say this actually, but I say Le Croix. I feel like that sounds like Frenchy. No? I don't know. Let me know how it's spelled because I don't know. Anyways, with no further ado, let's jump right into the questions. So the areas that I'm going to talk about right now is probably 3 big areas of my life that I'm dealing with right now. First thing that I'm going to talk about, it's very short and simple, but it's still obviously an update, is my Invisalign. So yes, I do have Invisalign, and I will link the video down below of when I got my Invisalign. So I got them in February of this year, so I've had them for what, 6 months now? So my treatment is 1 year and 3 months long. Of course, the estimated time can change, but I think that my treatment is going quite well. I can definitely feel how my teeth are moving. I'm actually gonna take them out so you can see and like what is Invisalign. And it's a pretty common thing, I feel like. It's pretty like, it's trending right now. At work, I feel like there's 5 people that I know that has Invisalign, and then I go to Toastmasters and there's another guy there that has Invisalign, so it's not uncommon anymore, you know? Okay, Invisalign is basically a tray that you put in your teeth. I wish I had more pictures of the actual treatment because I went specifically for my bottom teeth. I had a tooth that was completely rotated like this, and what is it, 180 degrees, right? Or 90 degrees, I guess, if it's like this and then just goes like that. And so it wasn't really occupying a lot of space in my teeth. So I was like begging dentists to take it out. I don't want it there. Like, it doesn't take up much space. But then of course the whole challenge was that I'm 32, right? So my development or my healing would not be the same as a child. You know, it's easier to fix children's, you know, gaps and all that. And I get it. I got the concern, but honestly it wasn't taking up that much space, and I was right. Of course I was right. So they took it out, and it's been closing so fast. When they took that tooth out, I remember I could put my tongue in between it. I'll show you. So it's right here. So here I could put my tongue in between it, and I would always do it because it's like weird to missing a tooth in the front, right? So I was like always playing around with it, and I would put my tongue in there. Now I can't do that because there's no space. So it's been moving really well. At the beginning I got trays every 2 weeks. Now I am changing my trays every 10 days. And why did I get it upstairs or on my upper teeth? Is because when you are making changes in any part of your teeth or tooth, you have to change everything together, because ultimately you want an aligned bite. If I wanted to change anything here, I had to change up here too. So what they did is I'm expanding my teeth up here, and I never had problems with my upper teeth. Like, I think they're super aligned and beautiful, but with this whole treatment I feel like they are even better. Like, I could never imagine my teeth expanding, and so they're kind of like expanding like this, so you can see more teeth when I smile. So I have a wider smile now, which is amazing. I'm excited about that. So anyways, I'm gonna take these out. So I'm gonna take out the bottom one first. So that is what they look like. I'll take this out. So just like that, you take them out. I know it's very gross, but it's actually not. I don't think it's gross at all. The thing that really hurt the most was when they extracted my tooth. That was really harsh. Like, I had to take like ibuprofen for like a week or so. It was hurtful. But the trays and the Invisalign in itself, it's not hurtful. Like, it feels tight, but I mean, that's what you want it to feel like. That's why actually I changed from 2 weeks to 10 days, because the first week you would feel it tight, but when you stop feeling that the teeth are like tight and you're not feeling your trays, then you have to tell your doctor or your dentist, because obviously there's nothing happening right now. If you're not feeling anything, nothing is happening, right? So I told my dentist, and so she changed it to 10 days. Anyways, So you are not supposed to eat with them because you don't want things to be trapped in the tray and then kind of like start like bacteria and all that. So just floss and just regular brush your teeth. You have to have these on like forever, like, so it's basically 23 hours a day, which means you only take them out when you actually are chewing, when you're eating. And then for coffee, I actually take them out as well because I obviously don't want coffee in there. But I also got a whitening kit, so I put that in my tray and I try to use it twice or 3 times a week, just because the you actually get some little dots on your teeth, like these ones. So these with time got a little brownish or yellowish. So my dentist gave me a whitening kit. So I put that in here. And so I'm whitening the little dots, but also my teeth. That is great. Who doesn't like white teeth, right? So I'm whitening my teeth at the same time I am aligning my teeth and making them prettier. So that is my Invisalign update. The gap that I had was like huge, and right now the gap is like that. So my prediction is that this is gonna close up here fully, and in the bottom it's gonna have that little gap. I'm totally fine with that. And then of course just align these ones. I'm actually super happy with the progress and the whole treatment. I think it's amazing. I cannot believe that like something like this is actually changing my teeth, and there's no like braces or nothing. It's so simple. It's amazing. And the fact that you can just take them off when you have to, like if I have a meeting where I like, because I do think that it does bother me a little bit when I speak, and so when I actually have to professionally speak in front of an audience or in front of people, like I usually take them off. So the option that you have to take them out is actually great. And then yeah, it's just such an easy treatment, and I can't believe that it's actually moving and making a difference in there. It's pretty expensive. So this treatment was $6,000. I went on a payment plan with my dentist. I mean, in a year, what is that? It's not a lot. I mean, I do pay like about $300 a month. So it's something that you have to consider and like see if you can budget it. But I really wanted to have this done since San Diego. So it's kind of like, just do it. Let's do it. So that is my Invisalign update. Let's go to the next questions. Obviously the most recent big thing happening in my life, and I know I say it a lot, but hey, it's part of my life, is IBS. IBS stands for irritable bowel syndrome, and it's something that I was diagnosed with on April. So it's been about 3 months that I've had IBS, or I've had it longer obviously, but I've known it for now 3 months. IBS is completely different from person to person. You have different triggers, you have different track of IBS. So you can either be IBS-C or IBS-D. IBS-C is the constipated IBSer, and then the D is the IBSer with diarrhea. So I've never ever been constipated in my life. I've never had issues with that. So obviously I am IBS-D. Essentially got diagnosed IBS because when they took my blood test and everything, I did have a bacteria or an infection in my stomach called H. pylori. So it's associated with ulcers. So it is the bacteria that creates ulcers, which are holes in your stomach lining. Pretty huge. It's also associated with stomach cancer, but I don't even want to go in there. I'm not going to think negative. I think that I don't have the infection anymore, right? Because I can just feel it. Like I said, I listen to my body all the time, and I know what's good for my body. And so I don't have any complications anymore in regard like that heavy as I had before, because I was like vomiting and it wasn't good. I wasn't feeling good when I had that infection. So I had to take 8 pills a day for 10 days to get rid of that infection. And so it was pretty heavy, and it was very hard like on myself. Like I think as you saw the video when I was like crying, it was just, I hate to be sick, and it's just one of those things. I was a very sick child, so I think that I've always proven myself to not be a sick person, and so it's kind of like went back to that, like something that you have no control over, being sick, right? So it was just very mentally draining, and I was so depressed during that time. But I think I have now, even though it's 3 months, I'm still learning every day. I'm still researching about things every day, but I'm definitely feeling way better. So what have changed in my dietary schedule? Okay, so these are things that I try to do on a daily basis, and some of them I actually tried even before I got IBS or knew about IBS. But obviously I do break my own laws sometimes because I'm a human being, but these are the things that I try to follow consistently. So I try to eat small portions of food but spread out more in a day. So I actually eat 4 times a day, and I think I should be eating 5 times a day, but right now it's just a habit of mine. So I have breakfast, and breakfast is usually veggies and fruits. So that is my breakfast, and then I have 2 meals at work, so it's like my 2 lunch meals. So I do portion my meals in these little containers. These are glass containers. I think it's 16 ounces of food in one of these. So these are basically what I eat for breakfast and my 2 meals at work. And then I work out after work, and then I come home and I have dinner. The other thing that I try to do is I take probiotics now, because I don't. So the other thing about IBS, some IBSers actually can drink milk. They're not lactose intolerant. I am lactose intolerant, so I don't do dairy and I don't do gluten either. And it's something that I've like discovered myself. Like, I don't have to get tested to know that when I eat a burger or any bread or cake or anything, I feel like shit. I don't have to take a test. I can't have gluten. So I do take probiotics because obviously I don't get the probiotics from milk or yogurt like normal people. So I went to a nutritionist, and they suggested this one, Align. It's called Align Digestive Care. Now the funny thing about this one is that it says it contains milk. The capsule contains milk, which is obviously not good for me, but I have actually not felt anything, like it's not triggering me, these ones, because obviously I tested it. I was like, well, I'm gonna test it, because sometimes it's a small amount and it's only to kind of create the capsule. Like the design of the capsule sometimes require a milk enzyme, but it's not affecting me. But I do think that it has to affect me some way, because it's still milk, right? So after I finish these, because I bought these for like 3 months 3 months worth of probiotics. So after I run out of these, I'm gonna go in and look at another brand. If you have any brand that you like, please let me know. Comment below and I will look into it. And then I also found these at Trader Joe's. It's a papaya and pineapple enzyme. It's also a digestive enzyme to kind of like help you digest things faster and in a healthier way, and just to keep like your flora healthy, right? So I take this I take these for my dinner basically. So I take the Align at work, and then I take this for dinner, like before dinner. And this, you actually just have to chew it. I do try to drink 3 liters of water every day. Now that's the thing that I actually started to do, because water is something that helps your digestive system too, and it's also helping all your organs actually in your body to function. So water is very important, and I also think that water has helped my skin a lot. Andrew actually got me on the daily intake of water, because he obviously was into like fitness and all that, and you have to drink a lot of water. So he actually like had me measure the amount of water that I would drink on a daily basis, and it was like basically nothing. I would drink like 2 glasses of water a day, which is nothing, and it's crazy if you really think about it. That's insane. So I already started with that before I even got into this IBS thing, but now I'm like just being stricter on that, and I measure my water. So I have like a water bottle at work that I try to drink 4 of those, which would be 4 of those would be 2 liters already in daytime, and then I drink when I go to the gym, of course, and at home I drink more water. So I try to do 3 liters a day of water. I can eat bread, but it's sourdough bread. Okay, so bread is obviously something that I've never, well, I mean, of course I've eaten bread before when I was younger and all that, but at this point I could feel that bread was not my thing. Like every time I would eat pizza or a burger or something that had like white bread, I knew that it was like doing me very, very, like it was so bad for my stomach. I was so surprised when I would start reading the book that I was talking about, this one. This book was suggested when I went to the nutritionist, like that class about IBS, that I was so happy to read. Like, I'm like, oh my god, am I gonna be able to eat bread? And it's sourdough bread because the process is completely different from regular bread. And even if sourdough bread has wheat, it is obviously processed different, and it's also something with the yeast and the process that it just makes it okay for your stomach to break down and digest. So I tried, I was like super hesitant about trying it because I was like, this is bread. I'm like, I can't believe I'm eating bread, like just bread, eating it. Tried it and it did nothing. I was like, what? I completely okay. Like the next day I was okay, and I was like, oh my god, I can eat bread. Like it's just like the best thing ever. So I started doing like sandwiches every day because I was like so happy that I could eat bread. So a few things for sourdough bread. It's not sourdough bread just because the label says sourdough bread. You have to really research and check the label and see if it's really sourdough bread. Vinegar acid should not be in the label in the sourdough bread, okay? It should also not have the word yeast in it or baker's yeast, because sourdough is processed naturally with yeast. So it shouldn't even have an added yeast on there. Like that should not even be on the label either. So I'm showing you my Trader Joe's bread that I buy. So it's called 3-seed sourdough bread. So I get this from Trader Joe's, and the ingredients is unbleached wheat flour. Yes, it will have wheat, but the process of making sourdough bread is so different from regular bread that it makes it okay for your stomach to digest it. So don't freak out when you see wheat. And it's also unbleached, which I actually love because bleached wheat, they're already processing the wheat to make it whiter, which is, why would you even do that? Like let's keep it natural, folks. So unbleached wheat flour, water, sesame seeds, poppy seeds, sunflower seeds, sea salt, barley malt, and vitamin C. That is all that contains this bread, and it's my favorite bread. Like I can't believe I'm eating bread. Like I can't believe I'm sitting here showing you that I eat this bread. So it's like such a great like discovery. I'm so happy when I saw that. So yes, I eat sourdough bread now. And then I try to stay away from processed food, of course, and that's something that I had, that was something that I already did before IBS. So I usually try to keep the ingredients under, or max 3 ingredients when I buy anything. So you read the labels. When it has like a long line of chemicals and additives, and I just like put it back. I like 3 ingredients in my labels. That's like my limit. Of course, the bread is a little bit different because it's like more complex, but that is probably the only item that I buy that it's like has more things in it. But on anything else, it's usually I just want 3 ingredients in that label. That is my rule of thumb. No gluten, no dairy, of course. And then I follow the FODMAP list in this book. So FODMAP is the acronym of fermentable oligo D and monosaccharides, oh shit, I don't know how to say this. All right, let's try that again. FODMAP, fermentable oligo D and monosaccharides and polyols. So basically you have to go for the lower FODMAP items on this book, and there is a list here. They go through grains and starches, fruits and vegetables, nuts, plant-based protein, milk and milk products, because like I said, some IBSers are not dairy or not lactose intolerant, oils, beverages, so yeah, and sweets even. So you have a long list, even seasonings. So for example, I can have maple syrup, but I cannot have agave. You kind of have to learn with like substituting things. And for example, my triggers are garlic and onion as well. So I've substituted onion with scallion, and then garlic. You can have garlic infused olive oil. So you put in a bunch of garlic in your olive oil and just let it like infuse, but you can't have the garlic itself. That is me. Like you have to, if you have IBS or you're just learning about this, you have to like learn about your own triggers and kind of like feel it out, like what is not like helping you, or what you're allergic to, what are your triggers. You have to like research about that. And then of course like this list helps a lot, and it actually makes so much sense because they also have one for high, like high FODMAP, and I'm like, oh my god, yes, that is definitely a trigger. I'm still learning, guys. It's been 3 months. What else? And there's the alcohol choices. Y'all know that I was a bubble person, like champagne. I loved champagne before, and I can't have champagne now. So my alcohol choices now, or because they're low FODMAP alcohol choices, is gin, vodka, and whiskey. And I've become more of a gin person now, because I did like gin before, but obviously bubbles was like my first option. But now that I only have those options, gin is my to-go alcohol beverage. How do I feel emotionally? I feel okay. Obviously knowing what I have and all that kind of like stopped my whole emotional thing. You know, I was just very sad and depressed, and I feel like finally knowing what it is and how I can help myself and how I can cook for myself, it's been like so much fun to substitute things. And like if I want lasagna, I have to like try to figure out an IBS approved lasagna recipe. And if I want brownies, I'm like, I did IBS approved brownies. So it's been so much fun to discover things of like making it yourself. And overall, I'm just emotionally kind of like stabilized now. Have I felt sick since these changes? And no, I haven't been vomiting. I haven't had like crazy diarrhea. So it's been pretty okay. In these 3 months, I've had pizza once, and it was probably the worst mistake ever. But it was worth it because I really wanted that pizza. So I ate that pizza, and I knew, cause it was like on a Friday, and I knew like I had nothing to do on a Saturday after, so I'm like, I'm gonna be in bed and like feel so bad. And yeah, and that's exactly what happened. I felt like sick and like ugh. But it was worth it. Like I really wanted that pizza. And of course I have to like learn how to make an IBS approved pizza anyways. I'm pretty sure I can do like a cornmeal crust pizza and then try to figure out all the substitute, and it will come. Like I feel like with time I will like get this down, and I will probably make a little IBS kitchen vlog eventually when I have like more recipes of my, like more of my favorite recipes. Have I started therapy? Right, because one section of the whole IBS thing was also stress. So it's kind of like a vicious circle. Stress can be associated with IBS. Like you can get IBS from stress, but at the same time, when you know that you have IBS, it's also very stressful. So then it's like a vicious loop. You have to kind of like deal with the stress, right? I haven't been to therapy because I can't afford it, to be honest. I have to postpone that a little bit, but I just think that I have felt so much better. Just my attitude is different to kind of like battle with IBS and kind of live with it. And I think that vlogging actually is my therapy kind of, and I feel like maybe I could do a little therapy session with myself through vlogs and kind of like talk out my issues and talk out the stress. And so that's my plan. So I'll postpone it, but I will go to therapy. I will. Okay, so this question came up in one of the videos, and I haven't addressed it because I thought I was gonna be sneaky about it, and I was like, well, no one's asking, and no one can tell, but I guess someone did. So, am I in a relationship, and what happened to Andrew? I will drop the bomb. So me and Andrew, we are not in a relationship anymore. So I am a single woman. I think that without talking too much about our relationship, just to respect his part of it, I think that we both wanted to be living in the same country and living together and kind of like be in a relationship. And I feel like our long distance relationship, I couldn't handle it. As a person, I do need attention 24/7. It's not like I'm needy, but I think that if I'm in a relationship, I should be with a person. And I guess I just couldn't deal with a long distance. That is probably the bottom line of it. He was very strong, and he was actually dealing with it way better than I was. But I just can't understand how we were in a relationship for almost 2 years and we never lived in the same city. It makes sense when you're younger, you know, but I'm not at that point in my life. I think that I definitely want to be in a long-term relationship and a serious relationship and living with someone and kind of like starting a family together and all that. And I don't think that obviously wasn't possible because he lives in Ireland still. But no hard feelings. I obviously love him still, like as a person. We don't talk on the phone anymore, but we do text. Just catch up here and there, and I have the most like I feel like if he would live here in San Francisco, of course we would be in a relationship. Like it was only the miles between us that kind of like separated us. So yeah, so I am single. Am I dating anyone right now? No, I'm not. Am I open to date anyone? Absolutely yes. I think that everything else in my life is amazing, and I love my job, I love where I live, I love life, and I want someone special to share that with. And so yes, I would love a boyfriend and future husband. So yes, but no, I'm not dating anyone right now. And then I saw a fun question when it talks about Botox, plastic surgery, and facial routine. So someone mentioned that, did I do anything to my face? Did I have Botox in my forehead? Like, please share your facial routine. And I can do that in a separate video maybe, if that makes sense, if you guys want. Thumbs up to this video if you want to see other videos. I have not had Botox on my face. I think that the lighting in this place is just so much better than any other place that I've lived in, that I think that my face looks clearer. I think maybe I'm less stressed, and I am drinking a lot more water, and I have a facial routine that is very, very simple and basic actually, that I could share of course in another video. But no, I have no Botox. But I will tell you this, I'm not against Botox. I will probably get Botox at some point in my life, and I will probably get Botox in my forehead. I will, because I do have like very clear lines, like you can tell that I have lines on my forehead, and then also in my crow's feet. I am not against Botox at all. Like, you guys know, or if you don't, now you know, but I did do my lips at one point, but it actually goes away. So it's Juvederm, so it's not forever. It like kind of like dissolves in 6 months. So obviously there's no result of Juvederm in my lips anymore. But I would do that again. I would do Juvederm, I would do Botox. Like, I have no problems with that, and I'm super open about it, and I don't care. Plastic surgery, now that is a whole different beast, and I don't think I would do anything to my face or any part of my body actually. Plastic surgery is a little bit too aggressive, so no. I think that's it. Thank you so much for watching my video. Thank you so much for tuning into my channel. I hope you liked the video, and if you liked it, please give it a thumbs up, and you can comment down below any questions you have, any ideas, any vlogs that you would like to see. I am more than happy to bring that to you and share my life with you. But other than that, thank you so much for stopping by, and I'll see you in my next vlog. Bye, toodles!